Hello, ICRS friends. The interview series is going great, isn't it? The first three interviews were incredible with a different message. The last interview with Dr. Elizabeth Vinod gave us an important message. How difficult it is, how much adversities might be there in a developing country, and how people convert those adversities into opportunities. We learned that how Dr. Elizabeth Vinod used Indian Cartilage Society, made many friends, made her presence felt, showed her research to Indian Cartilage Society, and used the friends in Indian Cartilage Society to progress to International Cartilage Repair Society. She made many friends internationally, she made many collaborations, and she's not yet done. She signed for more. There's a perfect example of a collaboration between a regional society, a national society, and International Cartilage Repair Society, isn't it? Today, in our fourth episode, I bring one more visionary. I welcome Dr. Murat Bozkurt from Ankara, Turkey. He is an incredible and marvelous person. He is a professor and consultant at Acıbadem Hospital, Ankara. He is a sports knee surgeon. He's an arthroscopy surgeon. He's an arthroplastic surgeon. And to add to everything, he is PhD in anatomy. He has a special passion for all the ligaments, all the tendons, meniscus, cartilage, bone alignment of the knee and shoulder. He creates wonderful videos of these structures. And our interviewer is Dr. S. Saseendar from Pondicherry University. He's associate professor there, and he's going to take interview of Dr. Murat. Welcome, Dr. Murat. Welcome, Dr. Saseendar.
Thank you, Dr. Deepak. I'm Dr. Saseendar Shanmugasundaram. It is a privilege to introduce Dr. Murat Bozkurt, MD, PhD, Professor of Orthopedics, Acıbadem Ankara Hospital and Sports and Joint Health Center, and also the director of Murat Bozkurt Clinic. As Dr. Deepak said, he is a well-recognized name among arthroscopy and cartilage repair circle. We are here to learn the challenges and successes in his career and take home messages for our own learning and our career. Welcome, Dr. Murat.
Thank you.
Thank you for accepting to be interviewed by ICRS. Dr. Murat, you are among very few surgeons who have been selected to be interviewed by ICRS as a cartilage visionary. How do you feel about it?
Thank you. It's a great, I think, feelings for me because I have been doing cartilage and joint surgery and research for more than 20 years. And then I think this opportunity gave me great pleasure and honor to interview such a really great group.
Thank you. Nice to hear that. Can you tell us briefly about yourself and the kind of work that you do?
Now I'm working at Acıbadem Ankara Hospital Orthopedic Department. I'm also director of Sports and Joint Health Center at the same hospital. And also I founded the Department of Musculoskeletal Regenerative Medicine at Ankara Yıldırım Beyazıt University. I was the chairman of this department until I retired from the university. I'm also founder of Arthro School, worldwide educational platform. But shortly and mainly, I'm a joint surgeon. And mainly, I'm trying to save the joint. If we consider the joint as well functioning machine, I think the cartilage is the most important part of this machine. That's why I focused all my, the interest to do cartilage and the cartilage surgery.
Dr. Murat, you have achieved a lot in cartilage surgery, including publishing a lot of research work and having a lot of patents under your name. How did it all start? Was it a smooth journey, or was there a time in your early career when you doubted yourself? Can you tell us the story behind your starting of cartilage surgery?
Actually, I'm doing a lot of cartilage and joint surgery. And then I'm observing lots of different phenomena and different problems, clinical problems. This is what experience means. And when you face difficulties and the problems in cases and strive to improve your results, you must develop new techniques, new treatment modalities, new devices. That's why I try to get the best solution for my patients. And I describe some techniques and publish new techniques and develop new treatment modalities. And I also publish all these things at the journal to share my knowledge and my experience with the other people. I'm really, lucky. That's why I have a good research facilities, good lab, and then really good students, good fellows. Really, they are working really hard with me, and we are doing a lot of research projects. After finishing all these projects, we are getting some products, and then we are getting some patents till to time, and that's why I'm working hard at the clinical part and the lab side as well. That's why I'm combining both sides.
Great, great. But there's another question. Even the most successful surgeon or clinician will have a difficult day, right? So, what are the most challenging day in your life when you began your cartilage journey? Can you talk about a difficult surgery or patient that you had to manage?
Actually, I'm also performing really tough surgeries, revision surgeries, really difficult primary surgeries. And all my friends and colleagues also, they are sending and referring me to just perform these kind of operations. Especially, I'm not just giving some, the examples to you, but when the, young people are coming and then expecting to save the joint, and then when I trying all these, and somebody's also maybe see that these cases like a nightmare cases, and then to just perform this kind of cases always a little bit difficult to me, and then I'm trying and I'm just fighting with the cases to get the best solution.
And Dr. Murat, what is the cartilage procedure that you like a lot, or you have to apply for majority of your patients in your setting?
Yeah, I actually recently I'm performing a lot of fresh osteochondral allografts. Allografts saved my life and my patient's life as well. That's why I like allografts. If I couldn't find and then allograft, and also means cartilage, especially at the last 2 years, I'm doing the means cartilage. Just I described the technique. I'm getting bone from the iliac crest, and then I'm applying means cartilage. I also published this technique on one of the really distinguished journal, and I like it. But most of the time, I'm just trying to replace the bone and the cartilage together, especially for tough cases.
Great, great. Dr. Murat, if you want to thank one mentor whose teachings have helped you for a long time, who will that mentor be?
Actually, I rest in peace. Arnold Kaplan was the really great mentor for me, and I was following him, and I just learned a lot of things from Arnold Kaplan. And finally, I invited him to Turkey for one of the meetings, and then we discussed a lot. Always, he was forcing me to just establish the cell bank in Turkey. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it because of the regulations. But always, he was the great mentor to me to do some the research projects and then to apply to the clinical side.
Interesting. When you started cartilage surgery way back, what do you think was the perception about cartilage surgery or cartilage repair among orthopedic surgeons and also among the patients?
Actually, cartilage surgery is really difficult surgeries because cartilage as a tissue, really difficult tissue, because for the chondrocytes, I also said to my students, my fellows, they are lonely cells. There is no, vascular supply or lymphatic supply or nerve distribution. And that's why it is really difficult. If you just try to get the hyaline or hyaline-like cartilage, it's a really enjoyable journey to me. And that's why I really like this kind of surgery.
Do you think the perception of cartilage surgery has changed now over the time in your country?
Yeah, of course. There is a huge change. And then I'm also trying to show the new techniques. And then I'm just trying to give us some courses in my country. Now the people also aware it, the impact of the cartilage and the early treatments and preventions and other things. There's a huge change in my country. And then I'm trying to teach not just the Turkey, also around the Turkey. People are just visiting me, and then I'm just showing my surgical techniques, and then I'm trying to show all the treatment modalities for the cartilage.
Great. I'm sure that's going to benefit lots of patients in your own country and also in other countries. That's wonderful. Dr. Murat, when you're not operating or not seeing your patients, what do you do? What do you like the most to do?
Actually, recently because everybody must be planned, because we are just working really hard, and then most of the time we are spending for the the surgeries and with our patients. But that's why I started to sailing, and I have a boat, and then Turkey is really nice country for the seaside places, also really good. And then I'm doing sailing, and I have my own boat, and then if you on the sea, you are escaping all the problems, all the things, and then you are resting. I think this is my the future plans, to spend much more time, maybe just visit everywhere. I hope I can do it.
Yeah, I have always wanted to go on a sailboat, so now I know where to go, right?
Yeah,
You're going to take me on a boat when I come there.
yeah, please join me, and then maybe people also are visiting me sometimes, and it's really good. Please join me.
Thank you so much. Dr. Murat, a very close friend of you told me that you once tried to be a DJ for a friendly gathering. Was it a entertaining situation or was it embarrassing? Tell me about it.
I'm just trying, but these are sometimes we are really serious people when we are talking with the patients, but I think we need some relaxing. Maybe that's why my friend also said that one.
Superb. Dr. Murat, a very close friend of you gave us this picture. Can you tell me what was the situation you had this picture?
Yeah, Robert, it's really nice to see him. He's a great friend of mine. And then also we spent a lot of times at the last, I think, 15 years. And I organized a party in Cappadocia to my close friends. And then he was there. And then also he just gave me a gift of his favorite soccer team. And at that time also, there was really good party. And then we spent really good time. And I'm still just keeping this shirt, personalized shirt, in my office, and Robert, friend of mine. Thanks, Robert.
And I guess it is at Soho in Istanbul.
Yeah, also we started to party in Istanbul, and then we went to Soho Club. It's really one of the the best club in Istanbul, and then we ate dinner and then doing something, and it was great time with my friends. Yeah, I remember that one. It's really great. Yeah.
Good. And your friend also told me that you love football and your favorite team is Fenerbahce, if I'm correct in the pronunciation.
Yeah, correct.
Do you manage cartilage injuries in football players? Do you think they behave differently in comparison to non-sports people?
Actually, a soccer player are really tough patients, because they really always they want to go back to the sports immediately. That's why it's a little bit problem. And then I'm talking for the long term, because they are really young. And then sometimes I'm fighting. Also, I'm operating as a lot of professional soccer players as a cartilage surgery. Always I'm trying to persuade them to do best operation. Mostly I'm just persuading them to just get this kind of operations. I'm the fan of Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce is the best football team in Turkey, I can say you, all of you. Yeah. And then also I'm operating some of the Fenerbahce players as well.
Great. Nice to hear. Very interesting also. Dr. Murat, you have a lot of patents under your belt. I'm particularly interested about one of your patents where you have developed microspheres for targeted implantation of chondrocytes. Can you tell us about the innovation in short?
Yeah, this philosophy is based on the biological targeting of chondrocytes. And I'm just getting some chondrocytes, and I'm downloading all these chondrocytes into the spheres. And the cover spheres produced according to subchondral bone of the patients. I did in vitro and the animal studies of this method, and then I published genetic map of the subchondral bone of the osteochondral lesions. That's why I have some proteins for all of the patients and for covering the spheres. I have already published the in vitro studies and the animal studies in some journals. Now I'm doing the limited clinical studies. I'm also studying on some new injected materials for the cartilage. I hope I can share some midterm and the long-term clinical studies with you of this technique. And I got the US patent of this technique. I think some of the companies are interested this technique, and then I hope I can get the clinical results soon.
Wonderful. I'm sure that's going to get into clinical practice soon. All the best for you. Dr. Murat, tell me, how has ICRS helped you in your career, both in your initial days and now?
I think ICRS is a great organization, always updating my knowledges and meet people all around the world to see the different approaches. And I think it's really good. Both, I think on the one hand, it's a really good scientific platform. On the other hand, purely friendship platform, like a family for me. And that's why all the time, the courses, some, the webinars, some meetings, always this platform is just updating my knowledges and then refreshing on the cartilage, actually.
Nice to hear. What do you think ICRS can do to connect with more people like you and also the younger generation?
Actually, ICRS is still doing this job. And then I'm just trying to join most of the meetings of the ICRS. And also I have a really good contact with the ICRS people. And that's why I'm just inside of the ICRS. I hope we can organize some ICRS local meetings in the future in Turkey.
Great. Dr. Murat, if I have to travel to Turkey, which is the place you will allow me to travel to? Which is the most beautiful place in Turkey?
I think the two places. One is Izmir. I also spent my residency in seaside city, and I have also summer house there. And I'm just keeping my sailing boat on the winter time. But the summertime, always I go to the southwest part of the Marmaris. Is a really fantastic, amazing place. And also I'm doing sailing at that time. That's why all these, the coasts are my, favorite places in Turkey.
And what about Cappadocia?
Cappadocia is a magic place. I hope you can come, and then I can just be host for the Cappadocia. Cappadocia, I think, is really magic place. I can't tell something because you must see there, and then you must be there, and then you must get a balloon during the sun rising.
Definitely, I'm going to be there soon.
Please.
Dr. Murat, finally, what advice do you have for the younger generation who are questioning about cartilage repairs or cartilage treatment and whether they should practice cartilage surgery? What advice do you have for them?
I think the first important thing is curiosity. They must wonder something, some clinical problems, and then they must do some lots of effort to do surgery, and they must spend much more time in the lab, and they must combine both sides. I mean, the lab side and clinical side. And that's why it's really important to solve the problems. I think the most important thing, first of all, they must just improve themselves at both sides.
Thank you. Wonderful. It was a great pleasure conversing with you. I learned a lot, and I'm sure a lot of younger generation members also are going to learn from your experiences. Over to Dr. Deepak.
Lovely. Isn't that interview great? We had an important message. Curiosity, which is the basic for every doctor, every surgeon. Another message Dr. Murat gave was passion for the lab time. The curiosity should take you to the lab, should force you to do research. And with that knowledge, you should go to the surgical field and go to the operation theater and give your best. And while you are spending your time in lab or in surgical field, don't forget the family. It's an excellent example where Mr. and Mrs. Murat both are very busy doctors. They are very busy in their practice, but still they do not leave any time not utilized for their family. Both the kids, they are trying to follow the footsteps of their parents. And that shows how much they appreciate the efforts made by Dr. Murat and Mrs. Dr. Murat. So family time is important. And we also learned that friends are equally important. Dr. Murat spends equal time with family and with friends, exploring his passion of sailing, singing, and other things. Friends, next month we will bring another visionary from somewhere around the world, and I'm not going to tell you who. Keep guessing. Thank you, Dr. Murat. Thank you, Dr. Saseendar. Bye-bye.